health refers to the health of women, which differs from that of men in many unique ways. Women's health is an example of population health. Let me put it that way. Where health is defined as the World Health Organization as simply women's reproductive health. Many groups argue that for a broader definition, perceived overall health for women, better expressed as the health of women. Women's reproductive and sexual health has a distinct difference compared to that of men. And today we're looking particularly at the health of women. How often do they even go for what I call a medical checkup? So many women are sick. Likewise, men, but do they go to the hospital? Is health your priority? We have a medical doctor. We also have a woman here in the studio. The program is Turn Up. Stay with us. Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting edition of your program Turn Up, a program that seeks to empower women and the girl child. And today we're talking about women's health. Women and health. How much attention do you pay to your health care? That's what we are talking about today. And we have invited just the right person to talk about the topic of today. But if you want to participate on the program, you can send us your reactions to the number you've seen on your TV screens. You can equally attack us on YouTube and Facebook. You just simply write D. Maureen Turn Up and watch all our past editions. We'll be right back after the jingle. Welcome back. It's time for us to know our guests and let the discussion begin right now. I'll begin with the person that is very close to me. She's called Dr. Tabot, but I prefer to call her Dr. Feel Good Inside Out. I feel good already inside. Doctor, you're welcome today.
Thank you, Maureen.
I'm so happy to have you today on the program.
Thank you so much.
Now, we're going to talk about how to feel good inside and outside in the course of the program. We're talking about the health of women. We're talking about the health because if a woman is sick, the child too is sick.
Oh, yeah.
The entire household is sick. Now, how often do you go for medical checkup? That's what we're talking here today. We also have Mervis Bane. How are you today?
I'm great, and you?
I'm fine. You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Now, how are you doing with business?
Business is great. It's wonderful.
It's a positive evaluation from the beginning of January right up to May. You're very positive.
Very, very positive.
All right. Any challenge?
Not really. There's no major challenge. Like, let's just say, we are like benefiting from what is happening in Cameroon, because a lot of students are not schooling, and the mothers are sending the children for empowerment in our centers.
Okay.
And we are taking out the opportunities to empower them and give them a better future.
Okay. All right. Now, I want us to talk. I'm inviting you at the time when we're celebrating a Labor Day. Now, Labor, as a woman, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, thank you so much, Maureen. When they say Labor Day, labor, we all know labor means to work. It doesn't matter whether it's physical work, mental work, all is that work to bring in some income to your family. And we love every woman to be able to work and bring home something.
Okay.
You know, gone are those days where men go and work and the women stay at home and they just sit there and they just have to answer, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know, they give you what they like, when they like, how they like, and eventually don't have what to say. But today we're encouraging every woman to do something. You know, you can, their physical work, their mental work, anytime, everything. This is an entrepreneur at that age. Just do something. And then you have a reason to celebrate this day. Because if you don't work, you're not somebody who contributes for the welfare of your home or your country. Then this day means nothing to you.
Mervis, are you celebrating Labor Day?
For sure, we are.
Okay.
I'm with my team.
Okay. So how are you celebrating it?
We're celebrating first because we're appreciating the effort we have been doing. Because working throughout for some months, and with that, let's just say, although there's a Sunday to rest, but a Labor Day means a lot to us because we're not just giving the mental side of it, we're giving the physical side of it because we're dealing with physical. It's like a pastry industry. You have to mold, you have to do everything for yourself. So we are, in fact, we are grateful for this day.
Now, how different is it that of last year? What are you telling your workers, those you work with, especially women?
We are telling them to keep pushing. not to give up and not to rely on their weaknesses. They might say, I'm a woman, I can't do pastry because it demands a lot of energy. But I always tell them, what a man can do, you can do it more better. So put in and keep pushing.
So the thing is hard, it's so difficult. It's
strenuous.
Strenuous.
In its
pastry.
energy. Yeah, in its energy.
Then we have machines for that.
There's a part for machine, there's a part for physical.
Okay.
Apart from the machine, you need to use your physical power, because there's no machine that can press out fondant.
Okay.
So you have to use your hands to press out the fondant.
When I see you're so soft that I'm just like imagining how you
managed to do it.
managed to do it, because I'm seeing, I'm seeing you so soft.
The softness of it is about the dieting, the lifestyle.
Okay.
I don't just give all myself onto the pastry to develop muscles, no. I make sure I relax myself. I go for massage, I go in for gym, and I eat well.
Okay.
I relax myself not to look like a man.
Okay.
And I think on top of that,
Okay.
it probably knows the technical way
Yeah.
of going about it. You know, when something is your profession, you master it more.
That's it.
The way I will do the pastry will not be the way she will do it.
That's true.
Because she knows how to knead and when to knead in the paste. The way I will just scan it like that.
Yeah.
And then I realize, you know,
A lot of
maybe
people,
it's
when
just
they want to do the pastry, they want to use all the force within them. So what happens in handling pastries, you try to bring it closer, you manipulate it with your hands gradually, so that you don't hurt your muscles. Your hands are working.
All right, Doc. Now, what particular message do you tell women today? Because I have a lot of women out there who are watching, and again, on the international level, does it end at just like marching and celebrating, wearing fabrics?
Oh no, it doesn't just end there. That's just celebration. In fact, that's just a coating of the whole thing. I will encourage, as I said earlier, every woman. Look, woman, we need to impact. You know, if you're a woman, the first thing that should come into your mind, what can I do to make a difference in some other person's life?
Okay.
And we are not just women, but we're also mothers. We have children to bring up. Those children need to copy from us what we do.
Okay.
If the type of celebration we do here back at home, where people do and they go and drink and sleep by the street, that's not what we want for our kids. Neither that's what we want for the women of our country. So I'll tell those women, after celebrating today, when you go home this night, just sit and reflect. Do a cross-examination of your own life as a woman. You know, from last year Labor Day to this Labor Day, what have I achieved? What have I done? What have I not done? How can I do to improve on this? How can I do to improve on this? And then you stay focused and draw a plan of action from 2nd May. How am I going to hit this road now?
All right. Which means that you can do anything to make a living.
Everything. Now I'm telling you, I left school, I was a medical doctor, a general practitioner then. I used to sell second-hand clothes. I used to go to Mokolo market, buy clothes and sell. I sold everything. I've been to Mashi Congo, buy jewelry just to make ends meet. Because I wanted the best for my kids.
Okay.
And then I wanted to live an extraordinary life. I didn't want to be ordinary. So I think that's the message we want to give to women. Let's step out of the ordinary level and get into the extraordinary level. Because when you have that vision, then it pushes you to work.
Okay. Because there are women who think that maybe I need like $1 million francs CFA before I could start something that could improve my life and that of my entire family. Mavis.
What I can say on that is that's the wrong perspective about life. Because what you need is an idea and how to go about that idea. For example, there's the young lady, I'm talking about particularly to the young lady and the young woman. You don't need money to start a business. You go on Facebook, there's what they call on Facebook, business groups on Facebook. They do advert on dresses, they do advert on everything that concerns selling. Okay. So what happens, you're like somebody that does not have money, what you just simply screenshot what you're taking on Facebook, you go to your WhatsApp group and advertise it. When somebody wants what you have advertised, you tell the person, okay, send me money, I'll get it for you. So now you call the person that has the original good of it and you sell it and have a gain. Meaning you started a business with zero franc.
Okay.
Within a short period of time, you start making money.
Okay.
We call it OPM. OPM means other people's money.
Yes.
Okay.
Use other people's money to make your own business.
To make your
own business.
To run a business.
So there is no reason to say I don't have money. I don't. No.
Yeah.
Just follow what she said. That's why I'm telling women, let's use our brain. Everything starts up from here, your mindset.
Okay.
And where there's a will, there's a way. If you really want to do it, then you will seek to know how to go about it.
Right.
A lot of people say, I want to do business, and they just sit in one spot. The business will not come and meet you there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You need to approach those who are already in business. How do you go about it? It's true, some people are not kind enough
The women that will not tell you
Yeah.
how they're going about it.
Yes.
They don't want to even give you the information.
Oh, Moro, you know what? Next. Just do like medical
Just
doctor.
be
Next
swapping.
patient, next. You go next until you get to the final person
Okay.
who is going to tell you exactly.
All right.
How
Now,
to do
I want
it.
us to talk about health. We already talk about women and health in general.
Yeah.
Now, we'll look at the Cameroonian concept
Yeah,
or Cameroonian society. Is health a priority to Cameroonians in general?
I think, not thinking, I must say it's a priority. It's a priority for one main reason. You know, when your health is poor, your productivity is low.
That's true.
Even for you companies and TV stations, if today you're not feeling good, you'll not come here.
Of course.
I will not have this program, all right?
That's
so health, when you don't take care of your health, obviously the productivity will be low. And if the productivity of one company is low, it's the productivity of Cameroon as a whole that is low. So
Definitely.
health is very important. And we women, we need to take care of our health even double, because we have so much responsibility. You know, you need to care for the family, you need to care for the and very often we forget our own selves.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Nervis, do you see a normal Cameroonian like going to the hospital? You're not sick. You're just going to like check if you're good inside. Is it a habit?
To be sincere, it's not a habit. Because most people have the mentality that, what am I doing in a hospital if I'm not sick? They prefer until they are dead, almost dead. Then they can rush to a
That's,
hospital.
at the time you're going to the hospital, the doctor
In fact,
says
their
you're at the
hands are-
stage where
Yeah, in fact, they have to bury you.
Okay.
So they don't. There's no mentality of going to the hospital when you're not sick. But normally, that's the way life ought to be. In Cameroon, you cannot meet a young girl like, okay, let me go maybe for a pap test. It's not possible. She will tell you, like they say in French, tu vas mener la maladie là où il n'y a pas la maladie. Like you're bringing a sickness where there's no
Where
sickness.
Yeah.
But it's very important, like a young lady, to make a checkup, a general checkup. Even if it's not like they call you a PCV, but you make a checkup for your system. And a checkup, like let's just say, a checkup in Cameroon first starts with the hygiene part. Because if you don't take care of your hygiene, of your like the sanitary self, you'll be sick. And the Cameroon woman, the young lady, does not know that. Most times they just like, it's not for me. They just live a reckless life, accumulating like diseases from their underways, not knowing that there's an infection inside. They just live life in a wayward manner.
All right. Doctor, don't you think the cost is a problem? Why would I go to the hospital why would I go to say doctor to just do, have a checkup when I didn't have the means? Or is it ignorance? Is it ignorance first?
I like that.
Let's talk about ignorance
I
first before we get to cost.
I think it's ignorance first. Ignorance first. Cost may come in. But you know what? Let me tell you something today. Life is a quick matter of priorities. So there are a lot of misplaced priorities. Some people don't look at their health as being important. They want to be sick, lie on the bed, then they can spend millions to take care of themselves. Then they don't know that health, because by the time you go to the hospital, Mavis, you've already damaged about 70% of your own personal defense system. It means your body has tried, your immune system has tried, until you got to a point where it's like, I just can't do it again. Then you fall sick. So then you put the doctor at the position of a firefighter. You can either quench the fire or the fire burns you to death. And the next blame is that, oh, that doctor didn't do her work very well. I came in, if she had just come in even 5 minutes earlier, my disease would not have died. No. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to learn. It's a matter of culture.
Yeah.
We don't have that culture here. But they need to educate people. You know, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Definitely.
But once you educate people that you don't need to go to the hospital when you are sick, go there when you assume you are healthy. I tell people we are not different from smoked fish. You know, smoked fish, when you get to the kitchen, you want to cook. At times you break it, they find a lot of maggots inside.
Definitely.
And that's how most of us are. And we move outside looking good, shiny, I would think that's fine. And the next thing they just say, this person died. Oh, that woman I saw yesterday looking so good, so healthy. What happened? A lot is happening inside. That's why Dr. Feel Good inside out. So you need to treat the work on the inside or on the outside.
You honestly tell us about Dr. Do Good inside, outside. No, isn't it the cost? Is the cost not a problem here too?
Pardon?
Cost.
The cost?
Cost of, let me say, going for medical checkup. They'll tell you to maybe pay for this test, or you have to see this doctor, whatsoever. Don't you think Cameroonians or men as well as women are scared that they might spend something? But it's your health, but just that money they don't even have.
So what I can say is all about ignorance first, because there are private clinics and there are government clinics, government hospitals. For example, if you go to Aluchem, it's very cheap. Consultation there is 1,500 francs. And maybe if you go maybe to another polyclinic, it might cost you like 15,000 francs. Why not do a research where your money can afford you what you want and do a checkup?
So it's not about high cost, definitely.
It's not about cost. I told you it's a matter of priority.
Yeah.
There's ignorance, yes, but there's also priority.
Which means that
look outside there.
Okay.
I saw this little girl, right?
Okay.
And I was trying to tell her about her health. You know what? She told me she doesn't have money. I was trying to explain something and saw her one of my products that cost, was it 6,000 something? I said she doesn't have money. Do you know that on her hair she had artificial hair, Brazilian hair? And I told her, I said, look, this is my natural hair. I can't afford the Brazilian because to me it's wastage, right? She told me she has 3 different ones that I just love hair. That's a priority. I'm not against it, but that's what she loves. And that's what she prefers to put her money into. So how can you evaluate the cost of a Brazilian hair and just cheap medical tests? As she says, there are so many mission hospitals around, right? There are government hospitals, they are cheap. If you can't afford a private one clinic, go to these ones and you can still do it. But they don't say they can remove up to perhaps 5,000, 10, 15 to do this test. But that very amount of money, they'll go and buy the latest shoes or handbag or jewelry. They just want to look outside good, like the smoke fish.
Does that explain why we have maternal mortality is very high today?
Yes. Yes. You'll be shocked to know that in the hospital at times you see a woman for the first time when she's coming to have the baby. She's not done any antenatal test, and she expects God to do miracles. I've been praying what? God won't appear on earth to say, okay, let me save you. That's why God manifests himself through doctors and nurses to care for you. You sit and you come at the dying minute. By the time she comes, you realize there's this complication, and there are things that you can't really handle it at that time. So there's, I don't know, what is negligence?
It's
ignorance, priority, lack of money. In fact, there are situations where you cannot, because of those people, like in the hospital, there are times people die and you find money on them. Yeah, they couldn't afford small medication you ask them to buy. So people, they say the love of money is the origin of most things. Some people love money. They don't know that money is meant to be spent.
Now, Melvis, I believe that, or maybe there's this thinking that women go to the hospital when they are pregnant. That's when you get to know about your status. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. That's what happens to some women.
And that's when some men to know that they are also healthy because their wife, maybe she does not have HIV, and they need to know about their status from their wives. I mean,
but that's a wrong way of checking your own status, because your wife might be HIV free, but you are a carrier. And for example, you might still go to check-up. That's when you know you're pregnant. But that's a bad way, because you need to know yourself. Like you need to be have an alert on your system to know this is wrong. Maybe I have some early pregnancy signs, some nausea, some fatigue, and maybe some weakness. That's a pregnancy sign. Or you buy a test and test yourself first before going to the hospital.
All right, doctor. Now I want us to know about this concept, doctor. Too good. Inside feel good. Now, why that concept?
It's a concept that I started developing about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I practiced as a medical doctor for 20-something years. I left school in 91.
Okay.
And somewhere along the line, I got involved into nutritional medicine.
Okay.
And I started understanding a lot of things. because as a doctor I was trained to treat, just prescribe.
Okay.
But now I started understanding that there are a lot of things that we prescribe that perhaps were not necessary.
Okay.
There were other ways we could get out of it. Perhaps just by drinking water. Perhaps just by having enough rest. Perhaps just by eating right. You know, because World Health Organization says to stay healthy, you need to have a balanced diet. How many people do have a balanced diet? Having a balanced diet means you need at least 5 to 8 handfuls of variety of fruits and vegetables every day.
Every day.
How many people can eat like that? We get so busy that we don't even have time. So it's not a matter of money. Because the money can be there, but we don't have time to sit and eat that particular way. Right?
Yeah.
So I started realizing that when you take certain supplements, supplementation is not
You
bad.
don't have a lot of
I used to
people taking
think-
supplements
yes,
today.
Oh, that's what I do. In fact, for the past like 12, 13 years, right? Yes, I'm far above menopause, but I don't think I look that, I don't have some flabby skin. Because you take care of your inside. You need to take care of your inside.
You look good, but I don't want to say you look good.
Thank you, darling.
You look good.
Thank you. Thank you. So when you take care of that inside now, then the outside feels good too.
Okay.
A lot of women just spend time buying all those funny oils to put outside to look good outside, and the inside is bad. And what happens is that at a certain age in life, you are being caught up, right? You are caught up the inside because the inside, the dead inside, start manifesting outside. You rub all those your creams, it will not help.
Yeah.
It will not help because it's showing outside. So you need to take care outside. So I'm like, if I have this knowledge already about this, I've been the conventional doctor and I've done the nutritional part of. I understand it too. Why not go out there and just teach people? Just educate, not even teach. Because it's a matter of educating people. Because ignorance, a lot of people don't even know. Just let them know that if they care also for their inside, the way they care for their outside. Have you seen somebody just bought a new car? You can wash that car 3-4 times a day.
Definitely.
You're washing the outside. This one, we bathe every day, morning, evening. The inside, we don't think about it. We take our cars, we go overhaul, change the oil, change the filter for the engine to move well. Yet our bodies function like engines. We never think of cleaning it.
Right.
So that's it.
Now, the
Just
fact
cleaning
that
out.
you neglect the inside, now how
Yeah.
bad is the situation?
Oh, it's very bad. It's very bad,
And what are the
especially.
common diseases?
Yeah, that's just, thank you. That's just what I was getting. It's very bad because today, the civilization that we live in is good because we have cameras, we have all this. But a lot of negative things follow all those things. For example, most of the food you find on the market is grown of fertilizers. The phones and everything, only the rays and everything, the radiation that we get from it is not good for our health. The medications we take, the side effects are there. Then there's this whole issue called stress. That can cause about 60% of
Jesus.
early aging of cells.
I
So
don't
you
want
know,
to age you.
when,
I don't want to age you now,
when
so-
all these things that you take into your system, not about the atmospheric pollution, you know, it generates what we call in free radicals.
Okay.
That's like toxins in your system, which if you don't flush them out, you don't detoxify yourself, it starts damaging your organs and your cells. And that's why today you find cancer is so rampant. You know,
Very, very
cancer,
rampant.
even in babies, you find cancer because right from their mother's womb, they're attacked. High blood pressure, diabetes, arthrosis, Alzheimer. Those are the things that happen when you have all this mix up in your system.
Now, how do you detoxicate
Detoxify.
or detoxify?
Yeah. There are various ways of detoxifying. We can't get deep into that. But one main thing you should do is drink a lot of water. That's
Water
the simplest.
therapy.
Yeah, water. Try to get the morning water as you get up from bed. First thing in the morning, just drink a liter or liter and a half of water, room temperature water. That one goes now to clean your kidneys.
Okay.
Because the kidneys function like a filter, and we need to flush it from time to time.
Okay.
There are people I've met, you know, doing this my feel good inside out thing. They think beer is water. They think sweet drink is water, juice is water.
The beer cannot be water.
No, it cannot be water because to them it's liquid, so it's water. Water is water, and you need that first water in the morning, which is very important. And then, because of the day, you start drinking water. Or you drink time to time. Don't wait to be thirsty if you drink water, because thirst is a sign of dehydration. So just drink water, knowing at the back of your mind that water is needed for your cells to function. To function, you know, like a newborn baby. If you have to squeeze a newborn baby, blend and squeeze, 80% will be water. 80%. You sitting there is at least 60 to 70% water. That should tell you how much. Don't look at the skin, the muscle, the bones, and think that no. All of them contain a lot of water. So you need to keep your body going by this water. So that's one thing. Another thing, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, and then do
exercises.
It's a long
exercises.
Yeah, exercises doesn't detoxify you.
Okay.
It just keeps you healthy, keep your muscles good, keep your
But the
heart.
two go together.
It goes together, yes.
Okay.
If you do the two, that's perfect. That's fine. Yes.
Is it
ask me about detox.
it's really like too easy to talk about this to Cameroonians, to people? Is it
I'm trying. We are trying.
adhering to the concept? Do you have many more people adhering to it?
I do. It's slow in the beginning, but now it's like the first 2 years was really slow. It was like, oh, leave that thing. Oh, this is you people, you know. So
Okay.
gradually, any new thing, you need time to get
beginning
people
is always very
understand.
difficult.
Yes, to get people
Now,
understand.
Melvis, how often do you go for your personal check?
Like after 7 months.
7 months. Anyway, doctors
Wow.
will tell us if 7 months is not.
No.
Is it time? This piece is it not too wide?
I
Now,
just
why-
want to
why
be
do you
sincere after
choose-
7 months.
Why?
Because that's when most times I have my vacations.
Okay.
I just like, okay, let me do everything.
Okay,
and,
take your
and
time.
balance everything for myself.
And when you do this health, this check, now what do you do after that?
When I do the check, for example, if there's any illness, I follow up. If there's no illness, I keep maintaining the body with dieting, fruits, and exercise.
Which means that you go to the hospital when you're not sick,
Yeah, definitely.
and you say, okay, want a normal check.
Yeah, very
At least
important.
we have to
Every
think
year
about
after 7 months,
Yep.
it's a regular. It's something that's
It's a
already-
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It's okay. Doc, 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months, it depends. We're talking today about women and health.
Okay.
So I think it's important that we talk a bit about how often do you have to go for checkup for doing the screening for cervical cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that one is very important because
Yeah.
if I look at cervical cancer, then 7 months is fine.
Okay.
It's fine because there's what we call the pap smear. That every woman, so long as you've reached that puberty, just out of your puberty, is that 18 years, and so long as you're sexually active, right, you need to start doing a pap smear. Now, when you do the pap smear, it's negative. They don't find any, like undifferentiated cells. It's like there's like the prestige to a cancer. That's what they're looking for. If they don't find it, then the doctor will say come after 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's almost 7 months, as she says. The second one is still fine. You do a third one. When the third one is fine, they start giving you 1 year appointment. After 1 year, another one, then in 2 years now. Like now, me, I do it every 2 years.
Okay.
Right. So that's when it comes to cervical cancer. But now, it depends also, you the woman, how do you, other things that you may be feeling or your lifestyle, as she puts it. She has a very good lifestyle plan, which is good, but most women don't have that.
Okay.
So if you know you don't have that, I think to just walk into the hospital for checkup, try to do that every 3 months to 3 or 6 months.
Yeah.
You just go and just do some rundown checks, not just on the female genitals and those things. Do even a blood test.
A general check.
Yes, just do general. If you cannot afford, at least make sure you do that screening, that cancer, because today
Why is it so rampant today?
because of what I just told you. What we eat, how we live, our lifestyle, the
Because you go
toxins.
to hospitals, there's a whole section
Oh, yes.
at the Langenthal Hospital, for example,
Yep.
just for cancer.
Oh yes,
And when you go there, it's
it's
like
sad.
it's a sad situation.
It's so sad. And I tell people, you know, a lot of people squander their health for wealth. That's where the issue is. They spend time work, and they never think of themselves. Especially us women,
Of course, that's true.
you know.
They
Especially
don't
us women.
self-treat.
Yes, they don't do that. And then it's obvious that all what I've said in the beginning, with the cancer, in fact, to tell you the real story behind this thing, the number of pharmaceutical laboratories today working on cancer medications and coming up with new medications is not slowing down the prevalence of cancer.
Yeah.
It's instead increasing. It means there's a problem. And that problem is at the level of the grassroots. Teach the people how to live a healthy lifestyle. what they need to do, the do's and don'ts of
And
life.
we do not have this cancer.
We do not have modern because that's it. We need the natural. We need. Yesterday I was doing a program somewhere on alcohol consumption, right? And I'm like, they tell you, oh, you need to drink a glass of wine, have a glass. You know, some people have the mentality that if they don't drink that wine, the digestion or it's good for the heart. I was so happy to read from a medical article, Lancet, 2017 Lancet, saying that there's no advantage of you taking alcohol. People need to know that. I did yesterday on another TV station.
Of alcohol is not
you don't need it if you know the right things to do.
Okay.
If you know the right things to do, you don't need that alcohol. Because what do you explain like small or moderate quantity of alcohol? How do you measure it? You need somebody buying a bottle of wine and he drinks it all during lunch.
Just the cost of that bottle of wine can buy you a lot of natural products that you can consume.
Yes.
So is it about organizing your own, your
priorities?
Because it's probably about priorities, setting your priorities.
That's it.
You have to do your dieting, and then you work all day, and then you don't have time
to care for yourself.
To take care for yourself. It's a big problem, right?
Very big problem. She said something. She said something where I want to applaud you for that. She says she goes on vacation 7 months. That's when she does her checkup.
Of course.
I like that because that's my lifestyle.
Okay.
That's my. I've visited at least 32 countries.
Wow.
You know, it's just go and open up your mind. Some people need to have money to do that.
No.
No.
Man, that's what I'm
telling you now. Just see how many people.
If you want to.
Let me tell you. How many people are in junkies and those type of things? It's just what are your priorities? If your priority is vacation, right? Then junkie you are paying is 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have 120. Is that not enough to give yourself a treat in Limbe?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of
course.
Or something. No, I say your house is near. As long as something like this, away from your environment.
Of course.
If your plan is to go to Dubai, for example, Dubai, visa is very easy.
You're always thinking about the family. Women say, no, my child is saying, I'm saving money for this.
In the beginning, what did I tell you? That we think so much of others that we forget about ourselves. We need to start thinking about ourselves. We've been in the side of giving. Life is a matter of give and take.
Yep.
When you give, you take. And when you are psychologically stable, you manage your home better.
Okay.
Your children, they're happier because you are happy.
Okay.
There's so much to talk about. Let me allow you to continue.
We need to talk about all that because even for me it's important because I hardly go on. I hardly go out. Maybe vacations. It's not a culture for me. But we are so much stressed up.
A lot.
So many people are stressed up. You work all day. I want to insist on this stress because it kills a lot of people.
And they don't even know that they are being stressed up. They don't even know, they don't have an idea of
if you're stressed
stress.
up, obviously you know you're stressed up.
Some people don't, I've met a lot of people, they don't know that they're stressed up. Until they told me, I have nerves, I can't sleep. I told them that's stress, you're going through stress. Like, really? I said, yes, you're going through stress. You need to give an evaluation of your life, try to cut down some things, try to ameliorate, in fact, stabilize your mind to break down the stress.
All right.
Life has to be balanced.
Yes, it has to be balanced.
Life has to be balanced.
How?
You balance, like the vacation I'm talking, it's part of balancing your life, right? You balance life. It's not just all about work. You know, the way we were brought up is that you should go to school, have the certificates. Today what I'm doing is not linked to my specialization degree in I have. No. Okay. I do feel good like 90%. I practice medicine today, 10% of my time. Okay. So what you get to a point in life where you understand that it's not just all about certificates, it's all about passion. Okay. Be passionate about something. And when you're passionate about something, you hold to that thing, then you see your life starts balancing the other aspects of your life. I tell people, if I travel with my husband, we'll go to Limbe, for example, and spend a weekend, don't you think there in that hotel room we'll discuss a lot of differences? That will resolve a lot of problems. Yeah. It's a simple question, right, my dear?
It's very good.
Yes. Rather than staying only here, and then people are arguing on this, and then children are there, relatives are coming in and out, and it's just like one stress on top of another. So it gets to a point where the stress starts stressing you. Not you stressing the stress.
All right, now I want us to watch this story. I want us to bring a beat. Let's watch this story. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Human trafficking, modern slavery is a reality in Cameroon. The young girls and boys back from Kuwait, where they went for greener pastures, but ended up as sex toys and house slaves. Examples they here testify.
At times I'll go to bed at 2, I'll get up at 4 to prepare the children to go to school. Difficulties, tortures. After going through those things, you think you make life, but unfortunately you do not make life. So it's very difficult to just like forget it, but I know as I'm talking every day, expressing my mind to people, I know that's how I will gain peace and I will gain back myself.
Today, after talking to the people about my experience in Kuwait, I really felt relief because since I came back from Kuwait, I've not been able to tell my story. I've not been able to express myself.
For it to spread so that children should be stopped from traveling to unknown countries where they'll be molested and even killed.
They take our girls and they say they are going to be given jobs and they end up like slaves. So it is a reality and we will take them anywhere in this country to make people see that actually it is a real thing. But people are still very skeptical, unfortunately. We see the pictures every day on our phones. They go there with their passport, they are seized, and then they end up here again with nothing in their hands.
Back home, the Women's Guide for Empowerment and Development WOGED engages these young girls into small businesses to earn a livelihood. But the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions have affected them a lot. Human trafficking has been on the rise.
There are more people who are fooled into it because they are vulnerable. So our problem is just doubling. So it is our hope and our wish that our government should help create shelters, shelter homes, safe places where these girls can come back and start off life. Sometimes before even going to see their families, because their families get angry with them for having taken family money to find greener pastures and come back empty-handed.
The event, April 25th at the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel, tells of our involvement in such corporate and social responsibility, which is at 2 levels. First, offering yearly training modules for team members. This to help them identify the signs that could trigger alarm of modern slavery situation. And
is providing a forum for the human rights defenders to properly express and raise awareness about such a cause and to make sure that nobody believed that slavery was just a matter of 400 years ago, but modern slavery exists nowadays, and it can be your sister, your brother, your neighbors or your friend which can be currently a victim.
Mobilize and sensitize Cameroonians that human trafficking to exist, but that we should all help end it and save our children.
Welcome back. I'm accompanied by wonderful women. I have Mervis and I have Dr. Feel Good Inside Out. I feel good inside out already. But now I wanted to talk about women in particular and health. They don't put priority on that.
Yeah.
It's not a priority.
Why
is it a big problem?
It's a
Why
mess.
is health a big problem to women?
Health is a big problem, as I said earlier, because women, most of women take care more of other people than taking care of themselves. That's the first thing. And remember, a woman is multitask.
Yeah.
A man is not multitask. A woman can be cooking, cleaning the house, taking care of the child at the same time. Even reading.
Yeah.
At times you are reading and then you are doing this, right? The man can't do that. Yeah. So we God created us in this way that we are gifted to do all those things. And now we tend to forget ourselves. So now what do they eat? How to eat? You know that like a mother, at times you cook and you share the food and you forget yourself.
Of course.
It happens, right? Yeah. It happens because you want to make sure that everybody has eaten, everybody is comfortable. Before you make yourself comfortable. That's fine, that's just being human. But I think women should understand today that we should take time to take care of ourselves. What do you eat? How do you eat? Okay. When do you stop eating? Because, you know, we're saying the reason that most of us we put on weight is because we eat late at night. You know, the way God created the human body to function. There's a time to digest. right? When you're eating, you need time to chew. That's why God gave us teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chew, masticate the food very well, and then swallow it. But what happens with women? Most of them will stand up and eat very fast because we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. Yeah. I don't know.
That's the truth.
So we eat very fast. So then we take time to masticate the food. Now it gets into our stomach, and then the stomach has to churn it and mix it with the acid to facilitate digestion. But because the things are in pieces, they are no. It has a problem now, and then there's a time to digest, and then there's a time to absorb what has been digested. When it gets down to the small intestines, it has to be absorbed. Then there's the last phase, which is the phase of assimilation, where what has been absorbed has to enter into the cells.
Okay.
So you see, everything is well programmed, and that's why you have to eat at certain times, and then you stop at certain times, because the way our body functions in the night, when we are at rest, that's when your body starts eliminating.
Yeah.
The ones that are entering
So
the
by the time
cells,
you're eating late at night,
we are disrupting the function in the normal ways. So it makes the way that you don't get to benefit from what you ate, right? And then you don't have time to eliminate the waste. I like English because they call breakfast means you are breaking a fast. You spend 8 hours on the bed, you are sleeping. Let me say you stop, you have your last meal at 6 p.m.
Okay.
So 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., you had 12 hours of fasting.
Okay.
During that time, your body has time to eliminate. And that's when you get up from bed, the first reflex is either going to use the restroom, you either go pee or go open your bowels, and then to tell you that the waste is out, you start a new day. So we women, we need to know that as a woman, there's so much to talk about.
No talk.
I just get mixed. There's too much in this bed.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just to know that as a young girl, first of all, when we start menstruating, we are losing a lot of blood every month, and in that blood you have things like iron in that blood. So we have our way of eating has to be different. Men, they eat because they want to develop muscles and all these things, but us, we need to replenish what has been depleted from us. Then now when it comes to childbirth, when a woman is pregnant, you are not feeding 2 people. Doesn't mean you eat fufu corn. When I say feeding, I'm talking of vital nutrients. Right? Yes. So you're taking care of yourself and this baby. For example, the baby, to build the skeletons and everything, needs calcium. And the only way the baby can get calcium is from the mother through the placenta. And the baby is a parasite. You know, a parasite now. Parasite means you take everything. You don't care what that person has. What you need, that's what you take. So the baby needs this calcium, and it draws from the mother. And you, the mother, you don't replenish it. You start having cramps during pregnancy. I'm having cramps. You don't understand what is happening. You know that it's going somewhere. So you see, there are a lot of things that we don't do. Then childbirth, you lose again a lot of blood. And you see some women, by the time they never had time to rebuild their body, their system, they are pregnant again. So
that's whole topic again on its own. I'm telling you, because it's so common.
Yes.
You see a woman after giving birth 3 months after. I've seen a woman 3 months after.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
There's something existing like contraception. Women need to know that. There's something existing like contraception.
No, they'll tell you that I don't want to get fat.
Oh no!
I don't want to be fat.
No,
because
the thing is that you have to see a doctor. My husband is a gynecologist, so minus my own specialty, at least I learned also a lot from him, right? And it's not just learning; we practiced it. My children are spaced, and the other one is 3 years difference. The other one 4 years. And also 3, we spaced them like that. And during that time, I had a coil on. It never disturbed me, never. So
are you not put on weight?
No. With the coil, you didn't put in, no bleeding, nothing. I was fine. And even after my last daughter, I had a coil that stayed for almost 8 years before I took it off.
Wow.
We make
And you're fine.
This is me today in front of you now. Very fine. Right? Now just say that word, that they may stay to see a doctor and discuss the contraception plan with the doctor. If they try this, it doesn't work, they'll stop and try this. because you are killing yourself to be pregnant 3 months after delivery. You are killing yourself. I mean, you are bringing up a baby that can grow up tomorrow and be a fool. And you start saying this child is too dull, because the child didn't receive what the child had to receive from you, the mother. So the brain development was slowed down. Everything was slowed down. You start blaming this child is this. They start having funny children with some cerebral palsy.
All right, now let's talk about dieting. Now, Melvis, what should a woman eat?
Yeah.
If you want your inside, if you want to be good inside and outside.
First of all, I want to appreciate Madam Feel Good in and out. Her explanations were, in fact, so excellent. Now, like a lady, on what to eat, you need, like they say, you have the main course, you have the starter and the finisher. But what happens most times, a lot of ladies just take the main course for the whole day. Who is the
Some of
starter?
us are doing want to lose some weight.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
for example, you need a starter, you need fruits. You can do a mixture of fruit because you cannot just specialize yourself on just apple. When you want to lose weight, you need to blend pineapple, pawpaw, watermelon, a bit of everything, like your starter.
Okay.
You take it. Then for your main course, a little bit of vegetable, maybe with fish, fried plantain. Then you finish it.
Fries. Are fries good? Do we accept fries?
Not really.
Because so many people would not accept fries.
Or let's just say you take a bare plantain, then you vegetable, or ripe plantain with fish. Then for your meal, just say you finish, I take a pour of yogurt. That's a balanced diet for a lady that's watching the weight. And for example, if you don't want to, some people will say, I'm doing a slim course, I don't want to eat this, that. No. If you're not eating well, definitely you're going to gain weight. Because your system is going to accumulate a lot of fats which it will not break down. So you need a balanced diet to break down, to have a balanced system, a skin.
Okay, Doc.
Yeah, I wanted to chip in for Melvis what she said. You see, the thing is that viewers should know that you don't need to be a doctor to know certain things.
Yes.
She's not a doctor. You just need to be interested. When that interest is there, there's something you have to do called the internet. Google and read anything you want to read.
What about the woman?
Yes, that's true. That's
and
true.
She doesn't have Google. She doesn't even know what Google is all about.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? If those who are in town, who have access to the Google, can Google, then they inform those who don't know how to Google.
Really?
Yes. When you go to the village, when they come around, you can educate them. Right? So one thing she said about fruits. Fruits is very important to have variety of fruits.
Yeah.
Not just one.
Yeah.
I say one organization says you need 5 to 8 handful of varieties.
No, it's
of
not really.
That's
Look at Cameroon today.
Now you understand why I'm talking about nutritional supplements. Because you can't have it like that every day. I take in tablet form.
It's also good for your health.
Oh, very good, because they are natural.
Okay.
So, although I've not had that, I know my body has those things already. It may not have to the level that naturally I could have taken if I had
8 fruits a day or 5 fruits a day.
5 to 8. Variety fruits and vegetables. Mix. It means if you take pawpaw for lunch, you need to take perhaps a pineapple. Pawpaw for breakfast. Most orange is the like orange for breakfast because it's very rich in vitamin C. And vitamin C gives you the boost, the energy for the day. But then afternoon there must be some pawpaw or pineapple or apple or watermelon. So there's one guy who said, eat like the rainbow. Eat like he said, just eat the colors of the rainbow. Yes. So you eat yellow fruits, red fruits, green fruits, green veg, eat like a rainbow. And another thing you need to know is that fruits, she said something, a lot of people argue what she just said. Because she said, use your starter, take fruits. Because we're brought up to think that fruits are taken at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Fruits after meal.
Yeah. Please, it's fruits before meals.
Why?
Yes. Why? Let me finish with what she said.
Okay.
She talked about the fruits, and then she said, she talked about the fruits, and then she said, they go to your main meal, but there must be some 30 minutes gap between your fruits and your main meal. Now, let me answer the question. Why?
Right. Now, why?
Why? Is because fruits digest so fast. You know the sugars, the fructose, it digests so fast as compared to your proteins, to your carbs, and the oil, the meat pizza you take. So imagine that you peel a pineapple, right, and leave it here. Just for go to work and come back and see how it look like. Fermented already, right? That's exactly what happens when you eat food before you take fruits. When you eat food before you take, because the digestion is so slow, the food comes and get on it. Yeah. So by the time this food has to be digested, it's already fermented. I start having people having problems with bloated stomach. The stomach is always big, they pass too much air, indigestion, I'm having gastric. It's because of the way they eat it. Meanwhile, when you take your fruits before, that 30 minutes gap that you need before you start eating, the fruits have already gone down to the level of the small intestine. They start making now the heavy for now coming up.
Because the concept about this dieting is a real big problem. The Cameroonian concept is a real big problem. Because someone will tell that maybe I don't even know what fruit to take, what type of food to go for in a day. Because you can plan your meals in 1 week. There are people plan their weeks even in 1 month. But it needs a budgeting.
It needs a budgeting. Yeah, that's true. And another thing is, at times people laugh at these taxi drivers who give daily contribution for food. At times it's good because they eat fresh. They eat fresh food. Fresh food. Fresh. But some of us, these working class women, you put vegetable in the freezer, it stays there for 1 month, 2 months. And is that vegetable you're eating?
Which means that it's not good to cook food and store in the freezer? Is that what you're king against?
Obviously it's not good. Without a choice, we are doing it. Vegetable, when you steam your vegetable, what happens is that the vegetable is very rich in vitamin A. And when you look at something like ndole, indirectly we are just eating thick granite soup. There's no vegetable inside because we washed everything and thrown away. It's just some green coloration of the
so which means I make the vegetable bitter like that? The bitter leaf.
you know that there are bitter leaf tablets now existing in the US. Because they've come out with a lot of health benefits of bitter leaf. And we can understand why our parents back home, they stayed healthy. In my village, they cook country plantain, country cocoa, and they just put the bitter leaf in hot water, wash it like that, and they put it inside. You still taste that bitter taste. That's what we need. It's very healthy. Then vegetable, how do the real people who eat vegetable, like, they just steam it, just a drop of water. After they wash it, they don't put water there. It's that very water they steam, they pour their palm oil directly inside. That's very healthy. But we want to cook like modern women. We steam the vegetable, we squeeze, we pour it, we nourish the grass outside, and then we bleach the oil, which is also very dangerous. We bleach the oil, we fry. So because we know our husbands are, they are more concerned about the taste of the food, the flavor, and the nutritional value of the food. That's what the women of today do. Our mothers, my mom, I hardly saw her fry tomato. She just put everything they need to cook, add this, and the food is very nice. Yes, but we want to cook modern. And of course, we don't have a choice. If you don't cook like that, our husband will go somewhere where they cook like that.
I want us to give our last words to the women out there because we are running out of time. And what would you tell the women, especially those who are watching us right now? Because we're talking about dieting, we're talking about health.
What I can tell the young lady, the woman out there, is health, and the woman is not just all about the physical part. There is the mental part of it, there is the social part of it, and there is the economic part of it. Being healthy in life does not mean absent of diseases. So you need, like a woman, to know that even when you're not sick like a lady, you need to go for checkup to make sure your inside of you is very clean, like the outward side of you. And a part of it, the social part of it, you need to balance it with your diet. We know we're in a society that eating 3 courses a day is not easy, but let's adapt it. It does not cost much. With 500 francs, you can have 3 different kinds of fruits. You buy them at 100 francs. Pineapple 100, purple 100. You buy it and you just have it. Make sure you have a balanced kind of dieting. And go for exercise. And make sure you go in for vacation. to distress yourself. If you don't give yourself the pleasure, stress will kill you.
Okay. Thank you very much. The last one.
I think so rushing out of time. She has summarized everything, but she said, the young women out there, I want to tell the old women out there. I'm 50 plus, so I need to talk to old women out there to just let them know that we need to take care more than the young ones. Because we've gone through a lot, and we've reached a certain age now where our body doesn't secrete all those female hormones again that used to help us to balance and maintain certain things.
Okay.
You know, so we need to take care of our health. Follow all what she's just said. But on top of that, make sure you take nutritional supplements. Make sure you take things to add to your diet, and that's it. So I think we just leave it like that.
That was Dr. Feel Good Inside Out. I will definitely going to have her maybe in a month's time, because I have a lot to tap from her. You know, when you listen to her, it's like you want to be close to her, right? And we also had Melvis. Definitely we're also going to have her. The program was on women and health. Just still this.